Okay, so good evening everybody and once again welcome back in today's class. Today we are on the day number 21. So we discussed about yesterday CMDB. What is CMDB? What is class? I can say class manager, I can say, and then we created one CI as well. Okay. So now the next part which is becoming that how a CI is related with the asset. Okay. So now when we see yesterday, if I share my already sharing my screen, let me show you. Yeah. So now you can come here. So notice that we have a computer class. Yesterday we created one CI. OK, and we put the asset tag and then we got this particular stuff. OK, now what is the important here that how this how this asset get created. That is the main point. And today we are going to be discuss on that part that how this has been get created, because yesterday I told you, right, that when a car in a mechanic place, it's a CI. When the same car is at parking at your place is an asset. So it means in the both is the same concept. Item is same. So like same thing. When I am at my home, I am here, but when I go to my in-laws, my relationship gets changed. But I am a same object. I'm a same person. On this part. So now let's open this asset and let's see. So now I can say, like, when I say the few components, few fields, like display name, model, category, configuration item, asset tag. These are same in this place as well. But as I say yesterday, a asset may contain, not may, asset contain the financial bindings as well. If you see here, you will not find any financial information, right? But now if I go to asset, I have a general information. Now remember to whom it has been assigned, to whom it has been managed. These are the relationship part, but this is financial. This is financial means by which bill number you ordered. Actually, request line is not a bill number. It's a way to order some assets in industry. OK, so that is the one thing. Which invoice, what is the costing, from which vendor we purchase, plus if I dispose, then how much it will be giving me the resale. If you're selling your car, you're selling a car, then how much money you're getting back. But this information is not with the CI, because CI is not meant for that. CI ka purpose is that able to support the services, give the services. But asset is something financial binding including depreciation as well. But if take example, if you purchase a car, 6 महीने बाद, 1 साल के बाद, after 1 year, 6 months, it is getting depreciated. Maybe on the day one, you are paying 30,000 as an insurance premium, but in the year 2, you are paying only 25,000 because value has been depreciated. So this is important here. OK, so that is important point, that asset has a financial binding. Now what we need to be discussed here, that how the asset and CI are interrelated. Let me come here and let's say assign to, and let me put some name here. Oops, no name. I guess there is no person in that company. Let me remove this company. Yeah. So now let's put Aaron price. Click save. And now if you go back, you notice that assign to has been changed. location has been updated, company has been blank. It means we understand that same car in a mechanic and a place parking, attributes will be same. When it is in the mechanic place, then also it is belong to me. But when it's standing in the parking, it still belong to me. But now the question come how these things are working together. कि मैंने यहाँ change किया तो यहाँ हो गया. Let me change this now. Alan, save. And now if I go back here, see. Alan. So now in today's discussion, we're going to be see that how these are interrelated. How not interrelated, how this information is getting passed. That is more important here. So now come here and see mapping. And if you scroll down, we have these three tables here. Asset and CI field mapping, asset CI install status mapping, asset CI hardware status mapping. Now, if I open this, but before that, the question still open. ये बना कैसे? That is the main point. Because I told you in the service now that there's nothing called magic. It's all configuration. This thing has been built up with the business rule. I'll go and show you business rule. Okay. And now if we come here, there is a business rule called create asset. We'll discuss this concept in the next week. Create asset on insert. And then it will run. So as soon as we click on the save button here, this business will run. Let it be open. It's open. Okay, good. Okay. So now it is very small script like this, but in this, these utilities or the build-up code are so heavy, like this one. Sync properties true. Control and I guess shift plus something is there. No. But you can open that, but I'm missing a shift or control is there. Okay, so the actual code is written here. But now let's come back again and see. Business rule. Create asset on model change, update asset field on change. It means if I'm changing anything on the CI, the fields are getting changed. So now this is the business rule for the same. But the logic has been defined. The lookup has been defined in this particular table. ऐसा नहीं कि it is working for all the fields. No. It is only working for the few of the fields. Now you have a question, Atul, ऐसे कैसे कार तो एक ही है? हाँ, but कार एक है, but when it is going in the two different places, it become two single object, but two different representation. Like same thing. When I become father, instead of people calling me as a married man, they start calling me as a father. Object is still same, but my attributes has been enhanced now. When my wife is filling a form for herself, maybe for some education or something, she put my name as a husband, even though I'm a father as well, right? So the same concept come here. It is not saying that everything is same. So if you change any of these field asset, it will change in configuration item. If you change in CI, it will change in the asset. And how this work? It work on the basis of this business rule. Update asset field on the change. It has some code here. This one, asset and CI. This is yes. This is what I'm looking for. Asset and synchronization. Let me open this. This is a business rule. Actual business rule is this one. Asset and CI. Sync. There's a business rule on the synchronization only, and that will run. So ultimately, this is the business rule which I'm talking. This will run and bring everything for us. Bring everything for you. But it will go in the background in this table and find out that which field I'm changing and which field need to be updated. That is the first part. 139 CMDB table. Maybe it's not this one. We can find out that part, but yes, that is a business rule is running. That is the first part of this particular concept. Any question? That how this field updating is working the both side. Any question on that part? No. Okay. Now let's come to the second part. Okay. Let me come here and mapping. The second part is say asset and CI install status. अब यहाँ पे ना चीजें फर्क है. Let understand. These are two things on a CI form. Install status and hardware status. ठीक है. And there is a one more called operational status. ServiceNow say that operational status is the only field you should use on your form level. Okay, on the CI form level, because you cannot say if let's say if car is not working, it is in a garage, you cannot say it is working as expected because it is not working. The operational status is it's operational, non-operational, ready, repair in progress, DR standby, ready or retired. ये CI का status बताता है. Remember one thing. Okay, and what it's saying, asset and CI install status. Let me click on OK. Now there's a lot of confusion is coming on your way. Be open. Okay, be open on that part. That lot of confusion is coming on your way now. So this point, if I say operational status, and this is the install status, and you can see I book a car. This is my install status. The car is at my home and working at point of time. This is my operational status. Okay, and there's a syncing between this and I can say, oops, let me open this. This one, install status. ठीक है, तो ये install status, if I right click and see install status, ALM asset table, and if I go here, CMDB computer field installation. It means these two fields are coming from the two separate tables. If we open this, coming from this, Now what ServiceNow is saying in this particular table, if my asset is in transit, I said to my wife, hey, car is coming. It means it in transit. Then how my CI can be operational? Understand the technical part. If my CI is, sorry, if my asset is in transit, then how my CI can be in the operational? It can be ready. It can be repair in progress. So now what ServiceNow say, if you change anything in the asset. Okay, let me copy this. And that will be a little easy for us to do that. Okay. So now let's say if I'm changing the install status in stock, है घर पर है, available है, defective, I said it's available and click on the save. Okay, now you're saying in stock तो पूछा कौन सा stock room में है? It's in the San Diego border. Okay, save. Oh, not sure why it's becoming, but now did you see here? I change only asset का install status, but my hardware status also gets changed. Because an asset can be your software or hardware as well. Let me open this. Let me repeat my words here, guys. Okay. Operational status tell about the exact status of my CI. कि मेरा CI is working operational, non-operational, working, non-working नहीं. Operational, non-operational, repair in progress or what. But this is tell about my install का status क्या है. I call to a mechanic and say, boss, can you fit AC in my room? That is an install status. But that particular item or that particular component is a hardware as well. Now, if I open this part, this one, it is coming from this particular area. Okay, so if I remove this. Okay, so now you can see because we change the install status to in stock. भाई अगर आपका प्रोडक्ट इंस्टॉल में अभी स्टॉक में है तो इसका मतलब आपका हार्डवेयर तो स्टॉक में है. Now you have a question, Atul, then why operational status is not showing as a non-operational? Because these three are the three different options. ये CI पे काम करता है, ये हार्डवेयर पे काम करता है, ये एसेट पे काम करता है. And if you see, you can download a KB article. I can show you. Asset and this one. Maybe this one I can say. Yes. If you read this one, you will find this solution. ServiceNow say you can use asset to CI. चलेगा. You can use asset to hardware. चलेगा. But you cannot do CI to asset and hardware to asset in a one go. इन दोनों में से एक चलेगा. So there is syncing between all these four, all these three. But ऐसा नहीं है कि it will work in a one go for everybody. Okay. Put your question first, then we'll proceed. Question.
So, can you show how it is done, like as an example? It's a little confusing.
So now you can see asset and CI ka. This is a mapping table. This is nothing but this is the kind of a lookup table for me, I can say. And this is asset and CI ka hardware status. This one. Asset and CI ka hardware status. Ye wala. Now if I go and let's say I'm making asset status is missing. I'm going here and putting asset. Kahan gaya apna asset? Achha, sorry, that is there. Asset status as missing. And here I'm putting as a lost. And save. Now if you come back here, this one. If you come here, what we done missing, right? Show match. We say missing and stolen. So CI pe it becomes stolen. Now why it's not working? Now it's not working. Why? Because it has a relationship with this as well. If you come to this table, this one. Dekho. Missing, stolen, stolen, missing, stolen, retired and stolen. It is CI to asset. So it is very tough that you can manage everything in one go. See, now it's working, it's coming to retired. Okay. But what ServiceNow say? It's not a best practice to keep every status on a single place. Okay. So this is either use this and use this too on the asset table, on the asset only here, but not use everything in a single place. Now the question, Amutul, then why you bring it? To show you that there is a things not what I can say sinking in between. It's not what I can say. It's not a bug. It's not a drawback. It's a system point. Okay. Give me 1 minute, guys. Give me 1 minute. Yeah, I'm back. Sorry, there was someone calling me. Okay, so now the point which I want to be highlight here to inform that it is be there. You can track operational status, you can track hardware status, you can track install status, but don't try to put everything on a single form. That will create a lot of confusion because these three are three different attributes for a three different purpose. Okay. That is the point. Okay. We see that Atul, we updated this thing, but how does get updated? So let's say if I'm going here let me go in my asset. Okay, we update my asset to in maintenance and state to there's no status. In maintenance, there's no status. Let me click on save here. Now practically what will happen? Let come and see. My CI become non-operational. अतुल ये कैसे बन गया? Let's see. Come here and search in maintenance. This one. ठीक है. So first this rule run. In maintenance, CI should be in maintenance, and it is a bidirectional. If you update something from CI, it will go in the asset. But Atul, ये तो non-operational है. Let's come back here and see. Maintenance. Sorry. This one. In maintenance. It means, and also let's see if anything else is running in the background. No, it's showing both. So it's showing both, but now this become non-operational. It means some code also written in the background, maybe not in the lookup tables, somewhere in the script, that if this go in maintenance, then it become a non-operational. There's no mapping on the operational part. Maybe that is some kind of a UI policies, I can say, some UI policy, some client script has been mentioned somewhere, but it is not like direct relationship here. Now, if I see this one, see, it says CI to asset. Let's say if I'm putting asset state, sorry, if I'm putting CI as out of the stock, hardware CI status, I'm saying hardware. See, now you say, Atul, ये तो गलत बात हो गई. ये तो hardware status है. We're talking about the hardware CI status. Let me go and check. Configure and form layout. Nothing is there hardware CI status. It means something they're referring to this part only. Or we have to be check from which table they'll be getting this. Let's open this and find out. Hardware CI status. Configuration item status is this. It is coming from some other table. Okay. It's confusing. It's confusing. I'm telling you. If you go back, mapping in this one. Is this hardware now? We open the install status. Okay. So now I'm coming on this part and I'm putting my CI in stock. My CI in stock here. ठीक है. Sub status नहीं क्योंकि sub status इसके साथ चलता है. Will it work with this? No. Let me click on the save now. And now if I open this, see, it's showing in maintenance. It means there is no relationship. There's nothing has been found for this install status in this particular part. It is gone in stock, right? Here. In stock practically should go in transit. But if it go in transit, it will come here as well. Do we have something in the in transit? It's saying pending disposal. Let me see here. In transit is nothing is working on that part. Because remember this particular fundamental. इन दोनों में से एक काम करेगा. Why? And it is very old KB article given by ServiceNow. You can see they're updating every time, but it is more than see. It is coming from Jakarta. Very old. So how I find out this part basically when I was troubleshooting this thing in one of my batch. Then I found that these four cannot be worked together. Now the same question. अतुल आपने तो बोला था अपडेट करेंगे हो जाएगा नहीं होगा क्योंकि in the background this logic is running. इन दोनों में से एक ही होगा. If you want to make one need to be work always, maybe you want to map CI and asset, then you have to make a change in the code here. So they have given the code as well. It says who will take the precedence. Hardware status will take the precedence. What was earlier? Who will take the precedence? Function CI change. They say that as of now, out of the box, it's only CI status taking precedence. But if you want to take hardware, then you have to make a hardware status as a precedence. Okay, that boss, ये status हमेशा ऊपर चलना चाहिए सबसे. If I make a change in my logic, then it will be change. And we have to make a change in this particular business rule. Yeah. Script, sorry, it's not business rule, it's a script include. Let me show you the script include now. I got the right thing. Now you'll see the code, you will surprise. ये है code पूरा इसका. You can go and you can make a change in this particular code. It will work for you then. So at the last, before I close this topic, because I don't want to create much confusion in your mind. From the interview perspective, it can be asked, what do you mean by the operational status on the CI form? This is only and only for the CI tracking. This is for the hardware. So now if I say, we are already here, right? It is an asset. Yes. It is a CI. Yes. It is a hardware. Yes. तीनों का अपना अपना status है. All three have their own status. Laptop is a hardware as well. Laptop is asset as well. Laptop is a CI as well. Asset क्यों है? Financial bindings है. CI क्यों है? Because it's helping me to provide the services. Why hardware? Because it's a hardware by nature. We can touch, see, feel, break. But a hardware may be in repair. Sorry, in repair. Then definitely your asset will be in repair. And your CI will be in repair. And vice versa as well. Maybe CI is not repairing stolen. It means your asset also gets stolen, your hardware also gets stolen. So again, coming on this the same thing before I'll make a formal part, that these three things plus this thing is not a magic. This is be running coming from the multiple configuration. Script include are working, mapping tables are working, and finally it is building the result for me. Business rules are working in the background and finally giving me the results here. Now put your question. Any doubt, any clarification?
Atul, one question.
Good.
See, for example, when you're getting a request from a client to set up or configure a CMDB, what we learned yesterday, I'm just doing a recap, okay? As CI, then CI class, then that was something we learned yesterday, and today it is like how we map the CI to hardwares, right? To assets. That can be so when we are getting a CMDB requirement, like configure some CMDB for a new client. So these are the things what we do, right? After entering those details of all those hardwares, and then bringing them into a class, and then doing the mapping of hardwares with the.
No. You're going or you're doing the duplicate work. What you have to be do, number one, you should know that what data your customer is giving. Number one. Number two, classify that classify that data in a specific class.
Okay.
Number three, upload that data in the service now.
Okay.
And your work has been done, because these 4 or 5 things are basically coming from your at least this thing will be coming from your data itself, your hardware coming from your data itself. Because when you create a CI, asset will be get created automatically. Maybe once when the first load of data has been done, you have to be run a job manually to update everything. That my assets should get created automatically, my data, my status should be synced properly or not. And also that is the reason say that implementation of CMDB is not a one-day job. It takes months to do that.
Atul, when you said, after bringing the data into service, now we need to run a job. What job is that? Is it a transform map job or is it something else?
No. It can be syncing this data as well. So now what happened? Let's say, okay, let's take an example. You're at home, your wife at home. Okay, your kids are sleeping. Your wife says, "Hey, Arus, I'm going down for a 5 minutes just to bring some stuff." You make sure that you keep this gravy in the running format so that it should not be stuck somewhere. Okay.
Yeah.
Then she gone. You are doing that part. Okay. When she came, it was good. Why? Because she told you to have do that part. Same scenario. She did not tell you and she gone for something in the downstairs and she came and she complaining. Hey, why did not put this gravy in the running format? Because it did not told me. So I have to be tell to the system. I cannot go in the system and update 1 lakh record, 2 lakh records manually. So we run a script that all the CI which I added where the asset get created, please update the status. The status can be operational, non-operational, or kind of a hardware status. On these 2 or 3 points, there is a discussion with the customer. Maybe when you're uploading or bringing the data in service now, customer say this is the exact status I want. Then no need to be run the job because it's done. But if say no, sorry, I by mistake, I put in maintenance, it should be in stock. Then you have to be run a job because maybe your 2000, 3000 records or the CI in maintenance, it should be in the in stock. So to do that part, we have a job, and job is nothing. It's a written code which you execute and update in the bulk. That's the only thing a job do. Job is only a written code only, nothing else.
Okay. So can you hear me?
Yes. Go ahead.
So, like for example, if you're having a new client and he wants to bring a lot of things into his instance, for example, 1,000 things. So we are bringing it through an import kind of job or through an API or something, right?
It depends. It depends. No. It depends. If they have some tool and you want to bring from tool, you can create an API as well. If they don't have any tool existed at their side, they're maintaining every data in Excel sheet, then you can use the import sets.
Okay, so once this data is inside, will it actually automatically go to like classes classified or
No. Come on. How it will be? No, let me show you here.
Okay.
CMDB underscore CI dot list. Okay. This is my table, parent table. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, if I sort by class, this table contain, let's see how many classes. This table contain 35 classes. Okay. So what you have to be do when you want to be import the data, click here, insert, create Excel template. And now if you open this Excel template, you will find there's a field called the class as well. You have to be define that which class it should go. Excel sheet को समझ नहीं है, ये आप बताओगे Excel sheet को. देखिए. Let go back. Sys underscore class name, but which name it is? ये आया भी नहीं फील्ड क्या एक्सेल शीट में मेरे. नहीं, शायद this is not coming in my this one as well. It can be one of the reason I tell you now, because you are trying to upload the data in the parent table. ठीक है, हो सकता है इस टेबल में कंप्यूटर क्लास के जो एट्रीब्यूट्स हैं वो सिर्फ 15-20 ही हो, लेकिन एक्चुअल कंप्यूटर क्लास में 500 एट्रीब्यूट है. So what you have to do, we have to be put the data or bring the data in a specific class only. So what you have to do, you have to be open this class and then right click and import. तो मतलब कि अतुल हमें सारे पे डेटा बनाना पड़ेगा? Yes, we have to make.
So it won't like if the fields match, it won't automatically take it.
Nice. Yes. No. You have to be decide that your data is going in which table, in which class. Class कुछ नहीं है, class is a table only. You can understand by that manner. ये parent class है, ये child class है. Parent में डालोगे, अब ऐसा नहीं है कि जो child में सारा कुछ parent में भी होगा, नहीं ऐसा नहीं होता ना. Practically हो सकता है, लेकिन system में नहीं होता ऐसा.
Okay.
जो child में सारे parents के होंगे, yes, that is fine. Right?
Yeah.
And also one more thing important, which make the CMDB failure, is that whenever we bring the data, let's say it is a fresh implementation, client is very new in the industry, then there's no issue. But if we are migrating the customer from other tool to ServiceNow and you're bringing the ServiceNow data, please make sure data should be clean. I see example customer से हाँ इसमें से उठा के सारा उसमें डाल दो, नहीं बस ऐसा नहीं होता है, because you already have some messed up in the previous tool. Why you want to mess up the new tool as well? तुम कचरा डालोगे, कचरा में कचरा दोगे, मैं कचरा डाल दूं, garbage in garbage out. This is what it has been told to when I was doing this computer chapter. Garbage in garbage out. What you see, what you get. The same logic here. So we have to be spend week to week to clean up the data. मान लीजिए, now I'll give you example as well. It's like a 10 years old part. Okay. You told me, Atul, you know that I have still an old laptop. Okay. I said, oh wow, nice, good. Maybe you're relocating to some other country and you are selling out your stuff. By mistake, in your selling list, you mentioned I have an old laptop as well. I inquire you, hey, Arus, I want to purchase that. You go and check. अरे, ओहो, ये तो मैंने 5 साल पहले ही बेच दिया था. But it is still in your list. This is what the garbage data. Actual में asset exist नहीं कर रहा, but in your record it's been there. Because remember one thing when I say in the beginning, ServiceNow is a tool to record the stuff. जिम्मेदारी नहीं है इसकी कि तुम्हारी चीज एग्जिस्ट करेगी नहीं करेगी, वो भी चेक होता है, दैट आल्सो वर्क, बट दैट इज पार्ट ऑफ द आइटम डिस्कवरी, नॉट हियर. ठीक है. So whenever we are bringing the data, any foundation data, not on the CMDB asset, user, location, department, please make sure that you have clean up the data. कचरा आएगा तो कचरा बन जाएगा. Garbage will come, it will stay as a garbage. Because down the line, 6 months, 9 months, when you want to be audit your CMDB, you're gone. Data cleanup take more time than the data load or data segregation. In one of my projects, I was supporting what I'm working on this service catalog management optimization. We found that there are 2000 variables has been created in the last 6 months. The purpose? क्योंकि किसी को बनाना था, कुछ मिला नहीं, उसने नया बना दिया, हो गया काम. And now we're cleaning the data. Now that time we're cleaning up the data. Then if I remove any variable, how it going to be impact to my customer? I have no idea. Because जब हम data move कर रहे थे, तब किसी ने notice नहीं किया और काम खराब हो गया. So these are the principle. And if you remember yesterday we see this thing. Let me show you the CMDB dashboard now. We'll do this part. Let me come on the CI here. Okay. Small topic, then we'll go for this dashboard as well. Yesterday I told that when a child takes birth, he or she has a many relationship. The same thing goes here. Relationship. Click on this icon plus. There are two types of relationship, upstream and downstream. And these are the suggested one. अभी कहां से आ रहे हैं? CI class manager से आ रहे हैं, मेरे remember. ठीक है? So now I want to build a relationship, depends on. And I say this thing, let's say. And click on the plus. क्या मतलब है? कि on my CI, these two are dependent. These two are the child. अच्छा? नहीं, I want to be see Atul contained by. And see how smart ServiceNow is. ServiceNow know if you're saying contained by, you want to search with the location or operation status. I said yes, I want to do that part. Let's say I'm adding these two plus. And now you see mine one become child, they become parent. Why? What relationship I'm saying? Contained by. Who is containing me as a child? And the above one to whom I'm containing as a parent. So you can see lot are there. This one. हाँ अतुल, but आप तो smart हो, आप तो कर लोगे, आपको पता है. I'll show you that how these things work actually. Then click plus and click on the save and exit. Okay. हो गया done. अरे यार कहाँ गया? Here, ठीक है. Now let's open this. Come. ये तो 6 ही है. These are 6 only, but maybe in your industry there are 100 as well. How to be helpful? How this can be helpful? Click on this. This is called the BSM, Business Service Management, or we call it as a dependency graph, dependency view. This will show you if you make it now. Now remember that example. Your father is saying to do the coloring at the house. How this coloring is going to impact these two? If I am deploying a change on this, these two may stop working. If I'm deploying a change on this and this on the risk. And maybe on this particular computer, I have installed my email application, which is critical application. Then, right? So these are the reason the relationships are important in the ServiceNow. Now the question comes, who will give this relationship? Customer will give the relationship. In which table they store? They go in the CI underscore REL CMDB underscore. Let me open CMDB underscore REL underscore CI.list. Yes, this is the relationship. So now you can see these many relationships are there. Now the point comes, Atul, do we need to create manually? No. Upload the data, your work done. Relationship built automatically. So now if you see this part, let's say electronic messaging, open this. It's a parent. And now let me show you here. Now see the relationship. This service is IT service. Under that I am providing IT electronic messaging as a service. Under that I have BlackBerry as a service, email as a service, Windows as a mobile service, Outlook as a service. Now if I deploy a change on this, पहली बात तो इस पे होगा नहीं. If I deploy change on this, my all these areas can be risk 1. But if I deploy change on this, no risk. क्योंकि इसके नीचे कुछ नहीं है, इसका डाउनस्ट्रीम नहीं है, इसके अपस्ट्रीम है, but no downstream. If it is not working, no problem. Up to this I have no issues, right? You can see in the horizontal format, radical format. force format, group format, and if you want to do some filtration, you can do like this. You want to see maximum mean 2 only or 1 level only. Like see. You want to see some default dependency type, you can put some predefined filter. You want to put, you can put. You want to put some map indicator, you can do. Layout and automatically you can do like this. Fit to screen, you can do. See now 49 type apply karo. Now see if I say vertical, because इसमें है नहीं तो इतना दिख रहा है, right? So this is the concept of the relationship. This relationship is important when an incident has been raised, when a problem has been raised, and when a change has been raised. That time these things actually work. These things actually required. These things actually give a benefit. That is the only purpose we have these things. जब डेटा आएगा, रिलेशनशिप बनेगा तो ये अपना बन जाएगा आपका. If you see here, let me click on this and search for the on by. See, on by child, on parent. मतलब मैं किसको on कर रहा हूं. I am owning Carol. Okay. So I am a parent. And now if I change the relationship, who's owning me? Let's say gateway. So this one. Relationship has been changed. Save and exit. ठीक है? So maybe as you're not in the industry now, but others you can understand. Whenever I'm raising a change, I can see in the change there's assignment group that get automatically updated. How? From where? Let me show you. Yeah, let me take this CI. There is a field available managed by, group by, support by. Managed by group, support group, supported by, on by. And now if you take this up, let's see. In the ITSM training, I found there is a business rule which run and populate these values. So now you can say support group. If I'm raising any change on this CI, then this support group should get approval. How this work? By this way to work. वो change में fancy दिखता है ना सारा कुछ, अरे populate हो गया. Nothing. It is coming from these domains, these areas only. We have to be populate. We have to be make our data first. That is when we discuss about the foundation data and the transaction data. This is the importance of the foundation data. Because your foundation data tell that how your operational is going to be used or work. So if I put any group here, let's say this agent base 12, and let me take this and let's raise an incident. If it is work, I'm sure if it work. Let's say I'm raising a change on incident on IBM. अच्छा यार तो auto populate होके आएंगे अब. I have to find out this relationship ki iska what relationship it has, any service they have. No, they don't have any service, service. No, nothing is there. So we have to bind some service so that they should get populated. Let me try to raise a change. अरे किसी ने okay. See, someone changed the type only. Okay. Now I got why it's not working. Okay. Someone has changed the type. Let's see. Configure dictionary. Because it is a reference field. show XML updated by Amber. No problem, that's fine. ठीक है, clear को picture? Any doubt? Any question? Any clarification? Good. Now the last point, because tomorrow we are going to be start with the CSDM. Interesting topic, so I don't want to mix it with anybody, any other topic. Okay. ServiceNow provide me dashboards. How to create? We will have a different discussion on that part. It's part of syllabus. Okay. And go here and search for the see these many dashboard provided by ServiceNow. You want to see the CMDB as a database CMDB view, as a service view, as a group view. Let's say I want to go for the CMDB dashboard, CMDB view. तीनों में fundamental same है, but the presentation is little different. ठीक है? Now what is really happening here? That and these are the all these are the out of the box given by ServiceNow. I want to know the health of my CMDB. So mainly what I say yesterday, completeness, compliance, and correctness. Now what I will do, I'll go here, and as of now these jobs are disabled. So we have to be enable this. Let me open this. So these are the job running in the background which populate the data. Don't worry, don't feel anything bad or something. These things you come when you go in the system, then you come to know all these things very easily. And believe me, I learned this thing recently when I was doing my CMDB. Sorry, I'm saying CMDB ITSM training. Only then I came to know this thing. Oh, yes, abhi hota hai kya? Otherwise, if you notice my previous video, I always say, not sure my data is not there. Now it's done. Now let me come here. Here. So now if you see this data is coming. So job is running. Now Arush has a question. Atul, how this 40% is coming? How 11% is coming? Because on this particular report, we are so how this report is coming? That when we see yesterday CFDB class, right? Class manager. There we have a reconcile rule. There we have a what I can say reconcile था और क्या था? Identification rule. That is coming from there. So we have to define the code there. We have to define the fields there. Now if I go here, CI class manager. अब बात चलिए तो थोड़ी दूर तक तो जाएगी. ठीक है. Attribute and you can see here identification rule. वो यहाँ पर कहीं लिखा गया. It pick up from here to identify something. Reconcile. It returns something here. It is not written something here, but CI health. Here, completeness. That it say when I say completeness, when these field, it's nothing showing as of now. I guess it's loading or what. When these fields are there, or have they given out of the box? No. So they define this. If it is a compliance, this is the filter they have put. Audit and audit scores are there. So ultimately, the reports we are able to see. It's not a magic. Everything is defined in the background. वो कहीं ना कहीं data हमने define किया है. That process we have defined. From the interview perspective, this topic is important because it has been asked. What are the 3 C's of the service now? That is important. So completeness, correctness, and compliance. And where we have defined these things, we have defined these things in these area. In these fields. So when we go for the ITSM training, then we discuss this part little bit in depth. That how this has been done. So if you want to learn about this, there is a micro certification available, CMDB health something, CMDB micro certificate, fundamental micro certification is there. If you go, you will find these things has been told there itself. That these are the things we have to be do. These are the points we have to be take care. Okay. Intention not to go in much deep because it will get a confusion, but purpose to give you overview so that you know a little bit in the CMDB part. Clarification question. Yes, Amber, sorry, Khalida, Jyoti, Hima, and Arus, questions.
Nothing now.
Cut. Actually, let's me stop the recording and take quick attendance.